Hello there, this is DBT and these are the rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt Legends Unite. And today, I'm gonna be talking again about the Speed Festival Spotlight event. And I say again because I already made a video giving you my first impressions on it, but today we're revisiting because I have played it for longer and I have some more thoughts to give you, and also because I've come to realize that the Mazda Furai has become a bit of a nightmare in claiming rewards in here. But before I jump into any of this, if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel, because doing that helps the channel to continue to grow, and in that way, I can continue making this content for you. So go ahead, like and subscribe for some more allo right here in the channel. But alright, as I just mentioned, I've already made a video giving you my first impressions on this new version of the Spotlight event. I'll put the link in the top right about now if you want to watch that. But in this video, I'm gonna be basically talking about two different things. One is gonna be the Mazda Furai and the routes to take in general with any car when it comes to the musical notes, and the other part of the video is gonna be about my conspiracy theory in relation to the drops in the shop of the event. I'll put timestamps and chapters so that you can jump to whichever topic you want. But alright, let's get started with the first topic, which, like I mentioned, is gonna be the Mazda Furai. Now, you know that there are 5 cars featured in this event. We have already talked about all of that. The Class D one being the Mazda Furai. Class D, relatively decent car for the class and whatnot, but it is the slowest one in this event. And you know that for each one of these cars, you can also get additional packs of this currency if you complete the objectives or the conditions. For example, over here with the Mazda Furai at 3 stars and collecting 6 music notes, it's gonna give me 5 packs for this currency. Now, as you can see, I can claim this a total of 25 times. I've only done 10. And trust me, I've done more than 10 races with this car. It's just that I failed this condition a lot because I failed to realize how the patterns of the notes are placed in the map. And when you're driving a car as slow as the Mazda Furai, that's where the problems begin. So let me go ahead and jump into some races with this slow car. Keep in mind that mine is gold, but you are supposed to be able to do this even with a car at 3 stars. Now, this obviously changes a lot based on which track you're gonna be driving on and the position on the notes. Because in the post that the community manager did related to the changes to this event, they did say that now the notes are not gonna be necessarily in the same spot as before, and that is true. But what I failed to realize when I started playing this is that while the notes are not always on the same spot, not in every race of the same exact track, they do have a bit of a pattern. That is to say that the notes are gonna be placed in a particular configuration, and then you might play the same track and you're gonna get the notes in a different configuration. But the configurations, let's say there's 3 different configurations, they're still gonna be consistent with each, or rather with itself. It's not like, oh, it's completely random and at any given time the notes are gonna appear in whatever. No, they do have a bit of a pattern, and that is what I wanted to talk about because, man, it took me a lot of races to find this fact about the patterns. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm fine. Just thought, for a moment I thought the race was gonna end there, but then I did pick the note. Whatever, I'm fine. So with 6 notes collected, I get my packs. That's fantastic. And in general, I'm mostly focusing on the Mazda Furai because being the slowest car is the one that is gonna have the most troubles if you happen to miss some of these notes. Now, once again, this being random is gonna be difficult for me to land in the exact version of the track that I wanna show you, but let's see where this takes us. So we get a 1 note over here, that's nice. Then we get another note over here. All right, this is gonna be a relatively easy one because it's gonna lead me towards this side. Now, like I said, this is something that I failed to realize, that the notes are placed in a way that they're gonna lead you towards you are supposed to go. And that is kind of the situation here, that you're not meant to be taking the most optimal route to get the best time. Because if you do, sometimes you might be going into a route that doesn't have a single note and you're gonna completely lose that race. Oh my God. Am I gonna, come on, can I get to that one? Barely. All right, I needed 6, I got the 6th one, it's fine. I won't get to the next one, but it's fine. All I needed was 6. I suppose that a better way of explaining this is that let's say that in this particular track, there's gonna be 3, I don't know how many there are, but let's say there's 3 different configurations of the notes position. There's gonna be configuration A, configuration B, and configuration C. And that is to say that whenever you land in configuration A, you're always gonna find the notes in the same spot because it's configuration A. Now, you might get configuration B, which may have the notes in a different position, but being configuration B, you're always gonna find the notes in that same position. Same thing for configuration C. I know that this is very abstract, but what I'm trying to say over here is that you need to start paying attention to how these are configured in a way to be like, oh, okay, this time around, if I get the note on this side and then the next note is on this other side, then that means that the next note is gonna be over there. Now, it's gonna be difficult to memorize every single one of them, but like I said, one of the parts that gave me the most trouble when I was doing these races was realizing that the notes were actually leading me to where I was supposed to go. And I know that for some of you, this is gonna be incredibly obvious, like, well, duh, it's sending me to the ramp, I should go to the ramp. Fair enough, but then not everybody will figure this out, just like I actually didn't at the start of this event. In general, the best advice that I can give in terms of really learning these patterns is, again, forget about going for the best route in the track. Instead, just follow where the notes are kind of hinting towards. Now, for example, this track has given me a lot of troubles because there's a lot of versions of it. Over here, we got the note on the left side, so I need to stay indeed on the left side. There's one over here, so that means that there's gonna be notes down here. I'm not supposed to take the jump, even though that's the best route. I have learned that you're not supposed to take that jump. There's another note over here, and just like that, I picked an additional couple of notes that otherwise, if I had gone in the best actual route of this track, as if I was trying to do a TLE or just get a good time in the lap, it would actually have made me lose on it because I would have missed on some of these notes and, you know, run out of time. So that is indeed the part that I have found difficult in here, and that's why I wanted to make a bit of a video that, well, I'm not gonna show you exactly, oh, these are all of the different versions of the configurations for the notes in each one of the variations of the tracks, because that's gonna be a ton of them. It's just mostly about learning how the notes are placed in a way that it's not completely random, but instead they're meant to lead you into a particular route. The thing is just recognizing what route they want you to follow. And in general, I would say the Mazda Furai is the most difficult car to do this. Because with the other cars being faster, you can make up for not picking up some of these notes and be like, oh yeah, well, I didn't get it, but I still had enough time or enough speed to get to the next note. But with the Mazda Furai, it doesn't quite work that way, because you miss one note, you basically have doomed your run, and you wasted one ticket, and that was the end of your race. Now, where am I going? Okay, so left. I think from here is left. And then if I take a jump, I'm gonna take a jump. I think I'm supposed to go on the rightmost lane. Yep, there was the note. You saw it was all the way on the right. So that's what I was saying. Some of these are not gonna be super obvious where they want you to go. And because I did miss that one note, I'm barely gonna be able to get this one. And I still won't have time to get to the next one because that's about it. Had I gotten that previous note, I would have made it into that one and hopefully from there, continue getting more of them. But this is exactly how you miss one note with the slow car and you're gonna find yourself wasting a ticket. Okay, now we're in Himalayas. I hope it's the version of Himalayas that I want to show you, because this is another one that I'm like, man, there's not a single note in for a long part of this track. What the heck and what not? And then I discovered I was doing it wrong. It's like, oh, my fault. Now, I think it is. I think it might be the one. So over here, I go for this. That's fine. And let's see. No, oh yeah. And over here, there's a note. I would normally go on the left side because it's the best route. But I'm supposed to go here on the right side, which is a worse route. But here's where you're gonna find the notes. Had I gone on the left side, I would have missed on all of this. And I would definitely not have gotten as many notes as I needed in order to, oh Jesus Christ, to complete this race. So 3 notes over here, and despite this car being very slow and losing a lot of speed over there because I don't know how to do that section, I've gotten 5 notes. This is gonna be my 6th note, and that is enough to get the condition done for the Mazda Furai itself. I think there's another condition that requires 8 notes, and I'm not gonna get it, but at the very least, I got another one of my Mazda Furai conditions. So, I know, like I said, this is very abstract. There it is. Look at that. I've already done a bunch of races. Nice. So like I was saying, this whole thing is very abstract on the way that I'm trying to explain it. I hope it makes some sense to you. Because, man, once again, I don't know how many races I've messed up with the Mazda Furai trying to get this, because I didn't quite see the patterns. But once you start seeing the patterns, like, oh, when the note is here and the next note is over there, I know that I have to go on this particular route. Again, it would have been Nice, I suppose, if I could make a collection of all of the routes over here. Okay, this one is leading me to the right. No, it wants me to jump. All right, so I'm gonna jump it. And where am I supposed to go? Oh man, I was supposed to go to the left. See, this one I didn't know very well. Am I gonna be able to get at least the 6 notes? I don't know, because I missed one, and that's gonna... Oh, and I slowed down a lot over there. Jesus. Okay, hold on. Oh, no! All right, nope. See, this particular version, I'm not very familiar with, so just like that, I messed up a race, and I wasted my ticket. Let's go! Yeah, I'm telling you, the Furai... even I still have troubles with learning all of these variations. But yeah, that was basically what I wanted to talk about when it comes to this route. I hope this helps somebody. Again, I know that some of you probably already figured all of this thing out because, hey, it's not that hard to figure out. But for people that were unobservant like DBT was at the start of this event, hope this is helpful. But now, let's talk about the other part that I really wanted to get to, related to the rewards that you can get on the shop, or rather things that you can buy, and my conspiracy theory about this. Now, I'll preface this by saying, this event, it's definitely much better than a lot of events in the history of Asphalt 9 and Asphalt Legends Unite. You can still get a bunch of blueprints for a bunch of cars by just going free to play, just playing the event and getting the coins and spending them on the cars. So I'm not saying this is a bad event. It definitely is way worse than the Easter extravaganza was, but even then, there's still some good stuff to get over here. So I'm not trying to say, oh, this is Garbo, and no. It's still a good event. However, I did find very curious that I've seen people being like, oh my god, I just unlocked the Apollo Aid. Oh, I just unlocked the Diablo. I unlocked the McLaren 650S. I unlocked the Koenigsegg RS. And here I am getting drops of a few blueprints only, like over here, 2 blueprints for this, 2 blueprints for the McLaren below, 1 blueprint for the Apollo, 1 blueprint for the Diablo, 1 blueprint for the Mazda Fury, and I'm thinking, how the heck are people unlocking cars? Yeah, I understand that you can get some free blueprints in the races, you know, in the conditions and all of that, and that helps a bunch. But then, how are people unlocking the cars if you're only getting 1 blueprint per refresh? I know that it's random and whatnot, but still, it didn't make sense to me that people are unlocking cars. Because people are saying, you know, this event is good. I was still able to unlock the cars. And over here, I'm struggling to get my 658 GT3 at the 6th star because I keep on getting only 2 blueprints, or worse, I keep on getting 1. It's ridiculous. I'm like, how are people managing to get cars? And over here, I'm struggling to start up my car. And that's when my conspiracy theory started developing. What is it about? Well, here's a screenshot of my thought experiment as to how maybe this is working. My thought is that people that don't own the cars get more blueprints for the car offered. And people who already have the cars, but they're trying to start them up, they get few blueprints. And people that have the cars at max stars, sometimes the game just trolls you and gives you still a lot of blueprints that you don't need, like over here. Now, these ugly numbers I put here is just how many stars do I have the car at. So over here I have a car at 6 stars, and the game trolls me and is like, hey, don't you want 5 blueprints? You don't need them, but there they are. So of course, that's the troll part. But over here, for example, this car, Apollo IE, well, it's also maxed out, but the game is like, okay, 1 blueprint, take it or leave it. Obviously, I'm not interested because it's maxed out. For the Diablo, once again, a maxed out car and only 1 blueprint. For the Mazda Furai, seems like another troll move. I have it at max, but 4 blueprints. But the car that I'm actually trying to get blueprints for, 2 blueprints only. This is wrong, actually. It's 5 stars instead of 4, but still, you get the idea. Only 2 blueprints. And no matter how many times I keep on doing refreshes on the store, I keep on getting 2 blueprints only. And I'm wondering, how are people getting offers of 3, 4, 5 blueprints of this car? And no matter how many times I do it, no matter how many times I refresh, I only get 2. And that's where my theory started developing. So what I did is ask people on Discord to show me what their shop offered and tell me how many stars they had their cars on. And here's some of the examples. For instance, over here we got that this individual has a 1-star car on the Koenigsegg RS, only 2 blueprints offered, so that's not a lot. For the Apollo IE, did get 4 blueprints offered, so that's a bunch, so maybe that contradicts my theory. But over here, a 1-star car, 4 blueprints. I have never seen 4 blueprints. I haven't seen that. Why do I not get that? Is it just RNG, or is it because this guy has the car but at very low stars and they're like, okay, let's push him towards getting the car started up, but eventually we're gonna slow him down. Over here we got the Diablo at 2 stars but only 1 blueprint, and for a car that is maxed out, only 1 blueprint. Okay, so that is one example. Here's another one. For a car at 4 stars, 2 blueprints, again, not a lot. For a car at 1 star, only 2 blueprints, again, not a lot. For a 3 stars, 2 blueprints. For a 3 star, 1 blueprint. For maxed out, 1 blueprint. So in general, this guy didn't get a whole lot of blueprints anywhere at all, even if the cars are a low star, so hey. Next example that we got over here was, this is the one that I was like, how? Look at this. A car that is completely unlocked at 0 stars, and yet he gets offered 5 blueprints. When? If you do own the Agera RS, tell me in the comments, have you seen 5 blueprints offered at a time? Because I haven't. Only because I have the car max. Over there it shows. And when apparently the car is at 0 stars, it shows. But once I had it at a higher stars, at least it's the case for my McLaren, I don't get offers of a lot of blueprints. What is that about? So over here, same thing, right? At 1 star, 2 blueprints, 3 star, 2 blueprints, 4 stars, 1 blueprint, maxed out, 2 blueprints. So in general, the most amount of blueprints are for the car that is not owned. Again, that's where my conspiracy theory started shaping. Over here, we got a 2 stars car, 2 blueprints, 3 star car, 1 blueprint, a 4 star car, well, maxed out, 4 blueprint. Again, this is a troll move. Over here, a 1 star car, 3 blueprints, which is much more than I get normally, so, and 3 stars, 1 blueprint. Another example, this one is actually goes against what my theory says. I mean, a car completely unlocked, I mean, yeah, that hasn't been, no, a car that has not been unlocked, 3 blueprints, so that's a pretty decent amount. On a car that is locked, I'm gonna say it like that, only 1 blueprint, locked, 2 blueprints, a 1 star car, this is a 1, it's just really weirdly drawn, but yeah, this is a 1, I think. 2 blueprints and 1 star, 1 blueprint. So again, it's mixed results overall. So I'm not saying that I'm 100% correct, but what I wanted is to show you this thought that I have, and I want you guys watching this video to tell me what has been your experience in the shop. Have you noticed that if you don't own the car, you get more blueprints, and once you star up the car, you start getting less blueprints? Because really, that's kind of what it looks like to me. And returning to the game, and just for the sake of argument, I want to refresh the shop and see what I get. If I indeed am gonna get super low drops, or if the game is gonna be like, oh no, DBT's onto me. Let's actually offer him a lot of blueprints. So let's see what I get. So I'm gonna spend 250 tokens. Again, just keep in mind the blueprints that I got. 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, so not a lot of them. I'm gonna refresh and I get, yeah, 250 tokens. There it is. There is a troll move, I tell you. I only get offered 5 blueprints when I have the car at max. Jesus Christ. Now, I did get 3 for this one. I'm absolutely gonna get them because Jesus Christ, I really hadn't gotten a ×3, but hey. And then 1, 1, and 1. And woo, I won that epic, but I'll have to grind for it. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Again, like I said, this is all a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that I'm correct about this. I just wanted to put this out there and let you guys tell me what has been your experience, because it does feel to me, I guess if I want to wrap it up in a few words, it seems to me that this is set up in a way where it's meant for you to unlock the cars, but once you unlock it, it slows you down on the amount of progress that you can make, because then it doesn't offer you a lot of blueprints. That's what my experience has been, and not only in this account where obviously I have a bunch of the cars maxed out, but also in my global account where I don't have the Agera RS, and yet somehow I'm making a bunch of progress. I'm making more progress in unlocking the Agera RS in my global account than what progress I'm making into starring up my 650S in this account. It's weird. I cannot explain it, but hey, just wanted to put this out there, and I want to hear from you guys. What's been your experience with this? Have you noticed this, or do you think it's completely random and I just have the most luck in the world? Which, you know, could be possible as well. But alright, that's where I'm gonna leave it for this video. Enough of the conspiracy theories. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, you know what to do. Hit the like button, all that good stuff, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.